Cool, man. So, what's up? You want to do role play?
Yeah, I think I'll get better feedback by just having you point out where in there like I'm going off track and things like that.
All right.
Compared to I don't have like a specific question per se because I feel like I've gotten better at sales calls, but I know part of it is the objections at the end and like holding them like in their pain long enough, I guess is also part of it. But also like I just get objections every time. So I want to try to pre-handle those.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
Cool.
we want to dive into it, I can
Yeah,
interview or
let's dive in.
discovery. Yeah, cool.
All
So
right.
I
Is
just
there
had a
any
call.
prospect you want me to be, or does it matter?
Yeah, I just had one. That's what I just got back from with the HVAC guy.
I was going to
Just
be
like
HVAC.
10 minutes ago. Yeah. So I do a
Okay.
client, but at the end he said he had to sleep on it. So
Sleep on it.
yeah,
I see. Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Um, that was in person, or did you record that?
It was in person. I have the audio recording of it.
Okay. Interesting.
So
Yeah. Anything I need to know about his business?
um,
I'll just
so
make up
just
some shit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just think of whatever you want. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we can just go with the opening question part, right?
Yeah. Hit me.
Okay, cool. So I know we have limited time, so we cool just to dive right in.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm looking to understand here is like what's happening in your business right now and what you're trying to accomplish. And if that aligns with what we do on our end, we go over those details at the end. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Do you want me to like pause and just like point out little things, or do you want me to just go through and make notes and do it at the end? Just to
Uh,
step out of
I
role
guess,
play first.
yeah, let's do it at the end, I think, because that's where our real calls
Okay.
work, you know?
All right.
So
All right. All right.
I can stay in my normal
Okay.
discovery, you know.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, that sounds good. Cool.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what would you say is the biggest struggle you have with growing your business right now?
yeah, I guess it's just kind of hard standing out because there's a few other HVAC companies around, and we get price shopped a lot. Lots like a
Mhm.
lot of tire kickers that come from Google, and you know, really just trying to figure out how to get more consistent jobs.
Okay. So your biggest issue right now is getting consistent jobs and standing out from the market.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so what are you doing now to stand out or get leads?
Um, I mean, really, we're just on Google. We try to be active on social media and just do we post our jobs and stuff on Instagram and Facebook. We've got an SEO company that's helping us rank. Um, right now, those are the main things. We have like some trucks that have like you know I don't know our banner and stuff, and call us if you need HVAC.
Okay. So you've got a number of things in place right now. How many leads did that bring in for you last month?
Leads last month, maybe like 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. And out of those 7 or 8, how many of those closed?
Uh, we got 3 people that were interested. One of them so far is closed.
Okay. So out of the 7 or 8, only one person bought your service?
Yeah.
Okay. And whenever someone does purchase, like what do you charge usually?
Well, usually just, I mean, it really depends on the service.
Hmm.
It depends if it's like a repair or maintenance or if it's an installation, big range.
So if you just had to do a rough estimate, what would you say the range is?
couple $100 to 20,000.
Okay. What the last month you had one guy, so what did that guy pay you?
Oh yeah, that guy paid. That was an installation. It was 11 grand.
11 grand. Okay. So is it safe to say last month the business made $11,000
Uh,
or in terms of
in
revenue?
new sales, yeah, we had a few like repeat people that we go and do maintenance with. So
Hmm. So what was
total was
the
probably closer to 15.
15? Okay. And the month before that, how many leads did you get?
So that's February. Yeah, February was like it's okay. Probably did around the same.
Okay, roughly the same, so 15K or so.
Well, around the same amount of leads. Revenue wise, last month probably did around 12.
Okay. And then before that in January, how was that one?
Yeah, January is actually pretty decent. We did about 18.
Okay. So it's been trending around like 18 to 15,000 somewhere around there per month, last 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long has that been something like the trend is like always around that mark?
Um, yeah, we've been around there for the past maybe I would say 9 months.
9 months? Okay. Was there something that changed in the last 9 months that made it go down or whatever happened?
Yeah, I mean, we stopped getting as many leads. Just feel like more HVAC companies kind of popped up, and kind of that's when um, lead flow kind of went down, and we used to close a few more deals, but now we we've been closing less since then.
And how's that affected the business since it took a dip?
I mean, our revenues used to be around 25 to 30K a month on a slow month.
Okay. And how has that impacted you?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's super frustrating. Um, we, I mean, we wanted to go and hire more people and get like another truck and start expanding, and haven't been able to do that. Kind of the business has been, like barely making, barely breaking even really. So it's pretty stressful.
Hmm. And what about like on a personal level? How's that been affecting you?
Um, yeah, I mean, I haven't really been paying myself that much out of the business, keeping most of the money in the business. So, um, yeah, the biggest thing is just not, yeah, it's really just not paying myself that much.
So how much do you take home from that? I don't know, 18 to 15K.
Maybe like 2 grand,
And what are your expenses?
about 4,500.
Whoa. So do you have other income sources to cover that?
Well, my wife works, so she pays, you know, half of the bills. Other than that, no, I have, you know, have some savings that sometimes I'll dip into, or credit cards.
How much more do you have in your savings to keep going like this?
Um, yeah, I've got about 15K.
So you've got just like 5, 6 months somewhere of reserve.
Yeah, I guess if my wife stopped working and we had no income coming in, yeah.
Yeah. How's it affecting her having to pay for half?
I mean, she's supportive. She knows that business is, it's up and down, but probably doesn't, you know, she doesn't love it.
Yeah. So what are you doing to fix this problem?
Well, been trying to figure out the marketing and, see how we can start generating more leads again. And yeah, it's kind of why I'm on the call with you.
So you're just kind of doing research right now and possible solutions?
Um, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, and what like what goal are you trying to reach to get out of this slump?
Um, in the short term, I want to get back up to like the 30K mark, and then that would allow me to start, you know, expanding the team and hiring another HVAC person, get another truck, and then we can kind of take off from there. So um, for now, 30K.
30K is the immediate goal. Do you have like a dream goal?
Yeah, I want to get to like the 7 figure mark
Okay, so
per year.
per year. Okay. Okay. So you want to get to 30K, and so you want to pretty much double the revenue that you have right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been wanting to double it?
Mm, well, I've kind of always wanted to double it, but I guess since we started dropping, it's been trying to figure it out for the past 7, 8 months.
7, 8 months trying to double it. So the last 6 months, that's cost you 105, roughly $1,000 not getting this fixed.
Yep, I guess so.
How does that how does that sit with you?
Uh, yeah, it definitely sucks. I'd rather have that money in my account than not.
Hmm. So this is something like you want to get this resolved right away, or when do you want to get this fixed?
Yeah, as soon as possible.
So do you feel like if you could find the right strategy for your business that could fix this, you'd want to implement it right away?
Yep.
Okay. Have you tried using any other marketing services in the past, agencies, things like that?
Mm, well, we've got like an SEO agency for a little while. They ran Google ads, but they're kind of weren't really getting us great results. So we stopped and we just stuck with the SEO. So no, that's it.
So why not just double down on more SEO?
I feel like we could, but there's like a big, there's everyone's on social media. It's like there's a big opportunity there if we can figure that out.
Have you
Also with
tried?
SEO, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would solve the problem of having tire kickers. It's we're just like another HVAC company.
Mhm. So knowing that SEO is getting your tire kickers, have you tried Instagram and running ads on there, anything like that?
We've been posting, haven't really tried ads.
So you've never done that in the past.
No, well, not on Instagram now.
So have you done ads on social media, like TV, anything else like that?
No.
Okay, so why do you feel like having Instagram ads for you would fix this problem for the business?
Well, yeah, I mean, I always hear that you got to run ads. Um, I guess it's something we haven't tried before, and if it works, um, it doesn't make sense to not do it.
Hmm. Do you feel like it could work for you?
Yeah, I think it could. Yeah.
Okay, so if I was to summarize where your business is at in the last 9 months, it took a dip just because there was more um, HVAC guys popped up, so it became more competitive, and so you saw your numbers go down. So you were at 30 or so, now you're at 15. So for the last 7, 8 months, it's been costing you $15,000 a month not getting this fixed. Is that right so far?
Yeah.
Okay, and to make things keep going, you're having to use your savings and having your wife has to pay for part of the bills just to keep the ship running for now. Is that also accurate for the personal side?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I kind of blinked out there on that. Because like I usually write notes, so I usually would be able to tie my thoughts together. But I was trying to get out like a summarization of where he's at to see the pain.
Okay.
So, I mean, at this point, if I was in that spot, I think I would just have to dive into like how I could help him solve that problem.
Well, why am I in this situation?
Because you've chosen not to fix anything yet.
Yeah. So you could also say that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why haven't you chosen to solve this until now?
Yeah. Well, I hear that. Like, okay, so if you feel like Instagram ads is what you need to start solving this problem, why have you not gotten help or launched Instagram ads yourself over the past, 9 months?
Okay. So I thought I kind of asked it, but not that directly, because I asked about ads in the past.
Mhm.
But I wasn't like I didn't ask it pointed enough.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that sounds like a okay. So you're in a situation right now where you're barely paying yourself because okay, so you're barely paying yourself in the business. So because you're not able to stand out and differentiate yourself from other HVAC people. You're in a situation right now where the business has dropped by 50% in the past 9 months. It costed you $105,000. You're not paying yourself much, barely, not even enough to pay your personal expenses. Therefore, your wife is having to pay that. Um, what else did I say? You, uh, you want to grow the business and have another truck and have more employees. You didn't really go into why, but you're wanting to like scale the business, but what you're doing is not allowing you to do that. And you know, you, you feel like Instagram ads is the solution. Am I getting that right so far? Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So I guess given the fact that you feel like that, you know, I guess another thing I should have asked is like, have you reached out to anyone in the past to start running to get help with running Instagram ads? No. Is that what you feel like you need? Yeah. Okay. So like, when did you start thinking about, oh, maybe I should be doing Instagram ads? Like 4 months ago. Okay. So why haven't you, taken any action on getting help with your
Mm.
Instagram ads over the last 4 months? Like, yeah, I guess I've just been, I don't know. I guess I just, whatever I would say. Um, yeah, I
So
guess I just,
I was just missing the like, why haven't you tried to solve this for the last 5 months? Like, that's one of the questions I was missing there, right?
yeah, one of them. So overall, there's like, um, the big thing that you're doing is like, you're going from question to, it's like, you're going from like, you're switching topics so much.
Hmm.
And, you know, just not really, like, I wasn't really feeling, there's a few moments where I was like, uh-oh, like, I don't want to have this conversation, but you just kind of moved on really quickly. And so, yeah, like few things, uh, like even the first one, the like in the like the frame, like there was like a little like hiccup when you were explaining it. It should be very smooth because it's like the same, you say the same thing every call.
Yeah.
After you ask the opening question, um, it's like I you picked up on the pain, but you didn't say it as a pain point. You're like, okay, so you're not getting enough business right now, which should be like, you know, the way that okay, it was the way that you said it was like, okay, so it's like you're wanting to grow the business. It was like the positive side of it. Um,
Okay.
like if I think you went into like a why question really soon before you understood like the numbers in the business.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, you got my like revenue for the past 9 months. Um, it didn't ask me about my expenses or anything, or um, like I guess it's like the full picture. So you wanna like flip it and all.
Yeah.
Okay. So Derek, I've got the notes from our previous conversation. I'm clear on that, but I'm curious. In your opinion, what is the biggest challenge that you're having growing your business right now?
Uh, we just need more leads.
Okay. So you're not getting enough leads right now?
No.
Okay. So in the past 7 days, how many leads did you get?
Mm, we got five.
Okay. Did any of them turn into customers?
We had two of them.
Okay. So you made 2 sales this week. What did you charge them?
One was 5,000 and one was 10.
Okay. So $15,000 in revenue this week. How does that compare to last week? How many leads, revenue, or lead sales revenue? How much did you make last week?
The week before, we had one sale for 5,000.
Okay. And then one sale. So over the last 2 weeks, you made 3 sales, you made 20,000. What about for
Mhm.
the month total?
For the last month's total. Uh, Between 40 and 50,000.
Was it 40 or 50 or somewhere in between, like 45?
It- It's somewhere around there.
Okay. Let's just meet in the middle then. And so you made 45,000 total in revenue this month. And then from that 45K, you know, that's what's coming in. How much is going out as far as like staff, expenses, property, like how much of that's profit?
The profit is um, about 10K.
10K. Okay. And then what do you pay yourself out of the 10K? It's your take home.
Oh, I don't take a whole lot, so like 4,000.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the business is making, you made 45K this month, paid yourself 4K. Is that about average for you, or is that up? Is that down? Like, how does that compare to the last, let's say the last two, like the last quarter, the last 3 months?
Yeah, it kind of varies. We're getting into the busier season, so it's getting a little bit better, but it varies from month to month.
Okay. So what did you do last month? Revenue.
Oh, revenue, it was about 25.
Okay. So let me just do some quick math. You're this month, the profit was 10K, revenue is 45. So you made 22% profit margins, if my math's right. Okay. So last month, you made 25K revenue. Does that mean that you made 5,500 profit?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. And did you pay yourself the same 4K out of that?
No, I have a savings I use to cover when it's low like that.
Oh, okay. So you didn't pay yourself last month. You had to dip into your savings, like your personal savings.
Yeah, I just paid myself 2,000 and the rest of my savings.
Okay. How much are your monthly expenses, ballpark, personal?
Personal expenses, roughly 4,000.
Okay. 4K. Got it. So this month you paid yourself 4K after your bills, you're kind of breaking even. The month before that, you paid yourself 2K from the business. The other 2K came out of your savings.
Hmm.
And then 1 month back, I guess in January, what was you can share whatever the revenue, the profit, what did you do in January?
That's a bit ago. That's part of our slow season, so I don't know, between 10 to 15.
Revenue.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Was that the same similar as last month, or did you pay yourself, or did you have to go and dip into your savings that month as well?
I had to use some savings to cover the expenses.
Okay. How long have you been in business?
I've been in business for 3 years.
3 years. Okay. And so this past quarter, the 90 days, you've basically, I guess, total in the business, you said you made 45. So let me just do some quick math. So 45,000, then you did 25, and then you did somewhere between 10 to 15. So let's, I guess, say 12.5. So you did about 82 grand, 82,500 this past 3 months, this quarter. How does that compare to the past 12 months total? Like, what did you do this past 12 months, like top line?
Top line revenue, somewhere around 100,000.
How much? 100.
100,000. Yeah.
So this basically 80% of the money that you made this whole year has been in the past 3 months.
Oh, wait, my math was off for a whole year. It was about 250, 250,000.
Ah, okay. 250,000. Okay, got it. So you did 250 this whole year. You said you've been
Yeah.
in business 3 years.
Hmm.
Like what was year one, year two? Um,
It's been going every year. It was first year was just getting started, so
mhm.
uh, probably like, you know, 90 to 100 the first year, and then we got to like 175, maybe somewhere around there, 150, 175 next year. And then we had our best year this last year, did 250.
Okay, let's do this. So got it. So first year you did somewhere between 90 to 100. Then you did 175. And then this past year, oops, let me just do some calculations. I think my math's wrong. So anyway, hold on. I feel like my math is completely wrong. Okay, so the first between year one and year two, the business grew by 50, about had a 50%, give or take, almost double, I think. Math's not exact science.
Yeah, close to it.
Um, and so from year two to year three, I, am I retarded? I think I'm getting retarded. Uh, okay, so yeah, so the growth of the company, you know, even though the numbers are higher, the growth slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, like why do you think that is? Why did the growth slow down?
I don't know. It's just been word of mouth primarily we've been using, and it's just
Okay,
been getting around town and growing, and then it just kind of slowed down a little bit.
okay. So the main way that you're generating business right now is just word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mm, okay. So considering like that's the way that you've been growing the business over the past 3 years, it has slowed down, but the numbers are higher.
Yeah.
I guess why now are you looking into new ways to grow the business?
It's not growing as fast as I would like it to.
Okay. I mean, tell me about that.
Well, it's pretty much just me doing all the work, so I'd like to get another guy on the team and tighten the load a little bit.
Ah, okay. So you're you're like basically owner operator. You're doing all the HVAC stuff and you're operating the business and growing it and all that.
Hmm.
Okay. Got it. So you're looking to expand, hire somebody to help you and then do what? Like hang out with your family or something or just keep growing the business or like
Just, yeah, have time to step away because I work a lot, so I don't have time to not work.
okay. Yeah, like how many hours are you working in the business? Like let's say last week, how many hours did you work last week in the business?
It's probably 50 hours, 60 hours.
Okay. 50 to 60 hours. Got it. Is that average for you? Is that up? Is that down?
Oh, it's down when it's slow, but when it's getting busier, then that's more normal.
Okay. And so you did say you have slow seasons. What time of the year is slow for you?
Usually it's the winter season.
Okay. So that starts what, like October, November to
Yeah, yeah. October, November-ish to last month.
okay. So like 4 months of the year it's slow.
Yeah.
Got it. Is that is it slow for, every HVAC company? Do you know if there's anyone else that's it's not slow
I,
during the winter?
yeah, I see their vans all around and their trucks, in the winter season as well. So I know they're doing something.
Okay. What do you think that they're doing that you're not?
I don't know. Marketing, I guess.
Okay. Hmm. So if they're doing marketing, you're not doing marketing. I guess when did you start thinking, okay, over the past 3 years, when did it start coming up for you that, hey, I do want to expand. I don't want to work as much doing what I'm doing now, but I also need more business. So therefore I need more to start marketing to hire people so that, to get more clients so that I can hire people. When did that all start to shift for you?
Probably the last 6 months or so to start thinking about it.
Okay. 6 months. Okay. And like how much marketing did you do in the past 6 months, or how many companies did you reach out to for help, or well, like what did you do about getting marketing in place over the last 6 months?
I had a buddy of mine that did Instagram posts so he could create things for me and post it. So I tried that for a little bit.
Okay. When you okay, so your buddy was making posts for you. How long was he working with you to make the posts?
It was maybe like a month or so.
Okay. And then any idea of I guess first of all, did you pay him to do it, or was he just doing it for free because he's your buddy?
It was more like a little buddy thing, like his own little thing he's doing.
Okay. And then did you get any results from it?
No, just my family liked it.
Okay, so no new customers from
No,
that.
I didn't get any no business.
Okay. Hmm. Any idea why it didn't work?
I didn't get anyone new. No one outside of the normal saw my posts.
Yeah. Okay. And so when was that? When did you stop working with him?
After that first month, I just was like, he said I should boost a post or something, but I didn't know what he was talking about, and I didn't get results, so it just kind of dissolved.
Yeah, like okay, like how long ago did you guys stop making the posts?
Yeah, that was 5 months ago.
Okay, 5 months. So, okay, you said during these past 4 months. So 5 months ago is, I guess, what, like November? That was like right at the towards the start of your slow season.
Yeah,
Just so you said 50 to 60 hours is normal when you're busy. What did that reduce down to when you're, in your slow season?
yeah, it's probably like 20, 30 hours, something like that.
Mhm. 20 to 30 hours. Okay. So let's just say somewhere in the middle, we're say 25 hours a week. Um, so I guess 15 times. Okay. So you said did it just start picking up like last month, the business? Like I guess you said you did 45K last month. The month before that 25, the month before that 10.
Hmm.
So I guess during the slow season, the extra 15 hours, I guess it's 15 hours a week times four times, let's say three, with all that extra time, uh, what, the 180 hours, give or take, that you had when you were not working during the slow season, what did you do as far as finding other companies to help you actually start marketing and getting new people?
I didn't do anything. I was just trying to get my word of mouth. And then my
Okay.
buddy thing, that's it.
Mm, interesting. So, I mean, it sounds like the issue is number one, you need marketing. You tried once with your friend who you didn't pay and it didn't really work. And instead of just solving the problem of not having marketing, you just went back to what you've been doing over the past 3 years, which is word of mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to continue just trying to rely on word of mouth and continue having slow seasons when other businesses and other HVAC businesses are busy all year round and able to hire people and free up their time?
I'd like to grow.
Okay. But as far as, you know, as far as I'm aware, like you probably want to grow this entire time. So has something shifted where now you're like, okay, now I need to do marketing and I'm no longer willing to just rely on only word of mouth?
Yeah, I'm just tired of the busy weeks. I don't have any time for anything else but working.
Okay. Hmm. So when you're working the busy weeks, I guess what's that taken away from in your personal life that you're no longer willing to tolerate?
Just time at home with my family.
Okay. Like what's the family situation? Like wife, kids?
Yeah, I have a wife and a child, and just being able to be with them and be present.
Hmm. So is the it's interesting. Those are like two different kind of like two separate things, like being with them physically, but also present mentally. Is that what you mean, or you just mean being with
Yeah,
them?
yeah, it's so stressful on my mind. And I want to have
Hmm.
a future for my son too. So it's not just my business. I have something to give to him in the future.
Yeah. How old is your son?
He's in his 20s, so he's starting to get involved in the business.
Okay. What specifically is has been the stressful part for you?
And just knowing there's busy seasons and slow seasons, and I have to work hard in the busy to get ready for the slow seasons.
Mm, well, I mean, it's not entirely accurate if other HVAC companies don't really have slow seasons.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, you already said that they're probably doing marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't figured it out.
Well, do you want to take some time to do some research to confirm whether or not the reason why they're busy during the winter months is because of marketing or not? Or you know, are you like sure that it's marketing?
I It's got to be marketing of some kind because what else is there to get more business?
Okay. I noticed that, you know, you kind of flip-flopped a bit. You know, you say, okay, I think it's marketing. Okay, no, I don't think I don't know what they're doing. And now it's marketing again. Do you feel like
Yeah,
that's
I
maybe
don't.
part of the issue of why you haven't gotten your own marketing in place is just because you just haven't decided one way or the other whether or not you need to be doing marketing 100%?
Yeah, it's part of that. And I don't know marketing, so I don't know what it would be to even fix it.
Yeah. I'm not saying like if you know how to do marketing, but just in general, whether or not the thing you need to do to grow the business is marketing, whether that's like 100% yes or I don't know.
Yeah, I have to get my name out there and spread it out. Besides word of mouth, because it's not going fast enough.
Yeah. When you say it's not going fast enough, like, you know, did you have like a projection in mind for this year that you want to be at that you're not at right now? Like, are you behind on your goal? Like, well, you
I
kind
mean,
of mentioned that twice.
if I could just have more consistent months, I'd take a load off.
Okay. Like, how much do you want to be growing every month consistently?
If I could do like 50K a month, that'd be great.
Okay. In the past, so I know you said last month you did 45K.
Hmm.
Um, in the past 12 months, have you reached 50K or beyond?
I had like a couple months that just were really busy, where you got like 60 or 70, but it's just that was an anomaly. Just it just happened. I don't know why.
Okay. Hmm. So it's interesting. So you've had months where you've gone past your goal of what you want to be doing, yet you don't know why. It's just kind of random. It sounds like
Yeah,
the way that you've been operating the business has been a lot of it's just randomness and maybe a bit of luck.
yeah, it's just my referrals and word of mouth and just like all the right things happened for those busy months where it led to a good record month.
Yeah. And so you've also mentioned that the business has just been stressful, you know, operating it that way, right? Like, in what way do you feel like moving forward, if you're going to consistently be doing 50K months or beyond, not just by a stroke of luck, like, what way do you feel like you need to be operating it
You mean like as a business owner,
as, yeah?
I need to have a consistent business that I can actually manage.
Well, what decisions do you need to make differently to generate that consistency?
I need to get my name out there, so I'm not just hoping that I get jobs every month.
Okay. And so where are you at as far as finding a new company to help you get your name out there with marketing versus just continuing to just do what you've been doing, or I guess maybe trying it yourself, doing your own marketing?
Well, you're the first one I've reached out to, so I don't have anything else I've done.
Yeah, I guess are you at the point where you're like, okay, I need help get my name out there. I need marketing. I know that's like a 100%, you know, is that something that you're like clear on, or is that something that you're still, I guess, uncertain about?
I mean, yeah, I need to do something different to get my name out there, and marketing, I think, is how you do it.
Okay. I mean, considering you're coming out of the slow season, is there any particular reason why now you would need to do that versus just, you know, just I guess hoping that the business picks up naturally?
just want to get out of the cycle. I don't want to have, a busy season and then use my savings to get through the slow seasons.
Mm, okay. So basically, right now, the business, a few things are going on. When it's over the past 3 years, you've been in a cycle where you have good months. The business has been growing, but not at the rate that you want. You're still the one operating everything yourself. So when it's busy, you're very busy. You're missing time with your family, with your wife, your son. You want to grow the business to hand off to your son, I guess, or we didn't really go into that, but I guess what is, you know, is that the plan? Do you want to like have him run it, or like how is your son involved in the business right now?
Yeah, it's just getting started in the business, so I'd like to build it enough that he could, if he wants to, take it over, once I'm done with it.
Okay, interesting. Why is that important for you?
I don't want it to just end with me or the business. I'd like to have something to pass on to my son so he doesn't have to go get a job anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the business is doing 250K revenue right now. I guess maybe the profit hasn't been that, or like what you've been paying yourself hasn't been 250K, but do you need to really grow it that much more to hand it off to him when he's ready to take it over?
I don't want him to have the burden and the stress of working crazy hours and then nothing. I want it to be something that he looks forward to.
Okay. So basically, you don't want him to, you want to hand off the business to him, but at the same time, it sounds like you're going through that exact thing that you don't want for him. Is
Yeah,
that fair?
yeah.
Okay. So the, or was that, so while the business has grown revenue wise, because you haven't been getting your name out there, it's been slowing down in the growth. It's up and down. You know that there's other companies that are consistent year round. You have a strong feeling. We can say that it's marketing that they're doing, that you're not, you hired your friend, it didn't really help you to get your name out there. Sound like you didn't really invest. Maybe you wasn't an expert. I don't really know exactly what went wrong there, but now you're at a point where you're busy. You're starting to get busy again, but now it's taking away from your, just your personal life, and you want to get to the point where you can hire people and actually have something, I guess, more meaningful to hand off to your son. And then, you know, I guess the main thing that you feel like you need is to get your name out there. I'm curious, why, if you do you feel like Instagram is like the platform that you would want to get your name out there on?
Well, I saw your ad on there and it got my attention. And I don't use Instagram usually, but when I scrolled, I saw your ad and it got my attention.
Yeah, but before you even saw my ad, like you must have had some idea that, okay, maybe I should be advertising, maybe on social media, maybe Instagram.
I mean, yeah, lots of folks are using social media these days, so, and there's ads on there all the time. And then I saw one that spoke to me, so I thought I might need that for my business.
Mm, okay. And then with, with what your friend was doing with the content, you know, do you feel like, you know, running ads is the thing that you need to be doing as well? Or do you want to maybe try to get somebody else to just make more content for you and hope that works? Or,
Um, I mean, I think ads could work. I don't really know how that works, but I think it could.
Okay. Well, do you know if the other companies that your competitors, do you know if they're running ads, or what do you think they're doing?
Um, I'm not sure what they're doing, but I see their vans all over town when I'm driving around. Busiest season is
Mm,
low season. I still see them running around.
okay. Hmm. Well, I guess when you saw my ad, what was it about the ad that, caught your attention and, you know, made you want to reach out and talk to me?
It was just the way it looked. It got my attention, and then it related to me and like as a business owner. So I was like,
Mm,
okay, that's cool. I get what he's talking about, and he it spoke to where I'm at in my business.
yeah. Gotcha, man. So, I mean, definitely clear that a few things. You want to be doing 50K a month consistently the past year. So that would be 600,000 revenue you want to be generating on a consistent basis, which would allow you to hire more people. Right now, it's you doing everything. You want to be consistently busy. You don't want to have these slow months. You don't want to have months where you're dipping into your savings. Um, what else did we talk about? I guess right now, by you not being able to get your name out there consistently through marketing on a platform where people are spending their time, it's essentially costing you the difference between 250K a year and 600,000 a year, which is $350,000. Not to mention you're losing time with your family and
Mhm.
you're just stressed out.
Yeah.
And so, how much longer do you want to? I guess, are you willing to not be not get your name out there on a platform with somebody who actually can help you do that effectively, essentially, and continue being in the situation that you're in?
I don't want to be that anymore.
Okay. You you, you don't really seem like this situation is really doesn't really seem like the situation is really bothering you that much. A lot of people would be kind of a lot more stressed out. Maybe that's your personality, but
It's just I've gotten used to it. It's just the norm.
okay.
Doesn't mean I like it. I don't like it, but I'm just adapted to it.
Mm. Well, I mean, do you want that to be the norm where you're
I don't want anyone gray
doing
hairs.
okay? Well, are you ready to actually start fixing it, or what?
I mean, yeah, I think so. If it can work for me, yeah.
Well, okay, so we pause there. um, I'm like looking at like on our role play, like I'm like, hmm, is this guy actually in enough pain and ownership for me to pitch him right now? I'm like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
My gut says not really,
Hmm.
but it's like a 50-50 coin toss. What I probably could have done, ask you about your family. Like, well, okay, so it's stressing you. How do you think you know, is it having any effect on, your wife and your son that you're not there with them, present with them? Like how many hours do you
Mhm.
spend with them right now per week? Like a couple hours. And like, what
Yeah.
do you do during that time? Okay. And so, I mean, that's a lot of business owners work those hours. Why specifically is that stressing you out?
Hmm.
Okay. What's going on? Was there any turning point where you're like, okay, like maybe it's time for me to snap out of this pattern that I've grown used to and actually start taking new actions to get my name out there quicker and faster? What happened?
Yeah.
Okay, this thing happened. All right. Well, was that the first time? Why was that significant for you? How'd that make you feel? Okay, so fair to say if you don't continue to is it fair to say if you don't start marketing or start, you know, if you don't make a change, that's going to keep happening. Yeah. So that might have, come to think of it, it's probably um, the most relevant thing.
Yeah. I was borrowing that from my last closing call because the guy had a son. He wants to be in the business, and but he doesn't want to. He's not consistent enough for his son to be like fully interested. He doesn't want to wait around for work. So that's what I was borrowing from.
Any I don't know, takeaways or thoughts?
Well, like the last call I had was better than the role play I did with you. It's just like the way you answered is so short and direct. It was not like the guy I met with was like more conversational. So it's just like it was a little different, a little
Mm-hmm.
harder for me at least because you're just like the answer is X and it's Y. And that's it. So but the other
Ah,
guy I had a call with, it was just more like it was at Starbucks too, so it's a little more like get a drink, whatever, and dive into it. And he was more open and just like told me more things like that. So with him, I was able to like I got into like the how's it affecting your wife and your son because he does have slow seasons, and then his wife has to pay for half the bills. And I was like,
ah.
dang, I was like, that's. But she's like, but she's supportive. She understands. She knows. So I was like, well, how is that affecting her? And his answer was just she supports it. And then about your son, I was like, well, he doesn't. He's he wants to be in the
Do you
business,
think
but he
she's going to
wants.
continue supporting? Like, how many times in the past year has she had to cover your half of the bills?
Yeah, he
Three or
said for the
four.
last the
Three or
last
four.
3 years. He's been in business for 3 years, and it's been the same cycle every winter season is always a slow season. So he had a hundred thousand
Yeah. Have
dollars
you
on
been
his
like
hands.
getting out there during the winter and, you know, prospecting people and, you know, trying to get them to sign up, maybe like put a deposit down for work they might have to do in the spring or the summer when before you get too busy? Have you been out there like trying to do that? No. Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. Okay. So sounds like you haven't been doing everything you could be doing to grow the business.
This guy's got his wife doing stuff, and he also flips cars as a side hobby slash. He has to do it to kind of help make ends meet when it's slow. So it's like he has other avenues of making ends meet when it's slow. So I was like, okay, this guy has a pain point here of like family.
You have a business that doesn't fully support your life, that you have to go and flip cars on the side, and sometimes your wife has to cover your half of the bills. I mean, how does that make you feel? I feel like a loser. What do you mean? In what way? Well, I just feel like I'm not providing enough. Okay, so you know, considering this has been the way it's been for the past 3 years, why now do you want to change? If you do,
Yeah, I asked that guy the question and he just said he was like, he's just tired of not growing after 3 years. Because that guy did SEO, um, Google stuff, but then he got his reviews taken away for some violation. So he said, well, screw that. So he fell back on word of mouth, and that's all he's doing because that's all he knows.
Yeah. Like, how much time and effort have you put into figuring out other ways to grow outside of SEO and word of mouth?
Yeah, he's hasn't done this guy doesn't hasn't done anything else because he tried Google and Yelp, and then they both fell through, and so he just like I went back to what I know. He doesn't try to do anything
Got it.
else.
So you're tired of not growing, but it sounds like you've given up on trying other things to grow. Yeah. So which one is
Yeah,
it? You know,
yeah.
do you want
hmm
to keep doing what you know, which is word of mouth, or are at the point where you're like, no, dude, like I need to do something new and actually grow.
Yeah, I had him on that with like the ad because he mentioned my ad. That's what got me in the meeting with him, and he's like, "I like your ad. I think it makes sense." So he's an older guy, so I don't understand how it works, but it worked like for me. So I was like, okay, great. So I doubled down on him saying, "Do you think it would work for you, to have an Instagram? Like, is that even a place you should be on?" And he agreed, it's yeah, people are on there and saw my ad. And could it work for you? And he said, yeah, I think it could.
Hmm.
Like I had
Okay, when you say you
everything.
think it could, what percentage chance would you give it that it, you know, is like a 50% chance it'll work, a 70, 20? I'd say like a 50%. Okay.
Mm,
Is that enough of a chance for you to invest the time, money, and energy to try it? Yeah. Okay. Why? Well, I mean, it's better. Like a 50% chance of growing is better than a 100% chance of not growing. Okay, cool.
mhm. Yeah, at the end of the the pitch, before I dropped the price, I asked to double down on the strategy. Could it work
Mm,
for you, think? And he was like, yeah, I think it could. He was like pretty much sold on it on Instagram working for him just because of what he saw with my ad, and I sent some testimonials beforehand. So like he was
mm.
saying all the right things. Like I think it would work for me completely. Like he's just honest. I don't get how, but like I know it works. So I had his pain points was 50K a month to be consistent. That'd be great, so he could get his son in the business. But he won it for 3 months or 3 years, and he makes like 8 to 12K a month in the slow season. So I did the math. I was like, so you're roughly missing like $126
How much are
thousand.
your monthly expenses?
Yeah, um he was 15 to 20K in profit and paid himself 5K in the last 3 months.
Total or per
Yeah,
month?
total. In December, he paid himself, and only because his accountant said you should take some money out and pay yourself, like for the books. Because I just have money in the account and just let it sit there and grow.
So how did the call end?
He was all on board. His only thing was like, I just gotta sleep on it. I was like, okay, so like when you do go sleep on it, what are you gonna be thinking about? And he's like, that's just my dad was like that. I just always sleep on a decision like this. I don't just pull triggers in the moment. But as I asked him, but you think the strategy could actually get you to 50K months? He's like, yeah, I do. And that price
Okay.
wasn't a problem because he's like, your price is good. I don't want you to lowball it. I have the money on the account. I've just never paid that much for anything before. So I just gotta
Ah,
sleep on it.
okay.
So
Do
I was
you
like, what do you mean? Like,
do you
ask
think
my
that,
account.
you know, well, okay, so this you never paid that much before. That's interesting. I mean, do you feel like if you invested the 10K that I mean, how much would you want to make back from your investment in the next 3 months for it to be a no-brainer? 50K. Okay, how many deals is that? It's five. Okay. I mean, that's okay. So you're looking at two deals a month. Do you feel like if you had an ad going out in front of thousands of people every day, that you could get another 5 deals over the next 3 months at least?
Man,
Yeah.
I asked him that question too. I didn't say 3 months. I just said in general. And it was for him, it was 5 months, 5 jobs. And he was like, yeah, I do. I think it would work.
Okay. So you think it
So
would work. You have the money to do it.
he just said, he just like go home and just like process it all. That's what he said. And I tried to dig behind that, like about what? Like, is there anything else that's coming to mind? Strategy is great. He said, the price is fine. I can afford it. That's not, it's just like, it was like he just learned algebra for the first day. He has to go like analyze it or something.
Yeah, dude. We know the problem. We know the solution. You have the money to do it.
And he
There's
says he
nothing
needs
else
it.
to think about. You just either do it or you don't do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like. He's like, I'm kind of the procrastinator, kind of comes from my
Yeah,
dad.
no shit.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
do you
like
think, obviously, he's like, do you think that's why you're in this place for 3 years? And then his,
yeah.
he just,
Okay,
he's
so
like, I
you're the
just
type
got to
of
think
business
about
owner that knows they need to do something. They have a problem, they know how to solve it, and you just go and sleep on it. That's
like
your
when,
way that
yeah,
you're operating your business.
yeah. And when I said he went to sleep on it, I was like, well, how's that going to change? We meet tomorrow. We had the same thing to do, the same decision still has to be made. So what's going to change between now and
Yeah,
tomorrow?
the problem's not going to get any better. It's not going to solve itself by you going to sleep on it. It's going to solve
And
by
he
you
just,
taking action.
yeah, that's what I was getting at. And he like sat there. He's like, if I could just sleep on it for one night, that's just all I need. And we can come together and figure it out, make it work, whatever. So I tried to like, it's because you're procrastinating, it's why you have the same problem. It's like, it's because you think this way that you're in this spot. It's how you make decisions. Do you think you should change? And like his only response to all those like angles I was trying to take is just, I just need to sleep on it and just process it all. And like, I'll go to my truck and I might have like 5 more questions to ask I didn't think about right now.
Like there's nothing else to think about, dude. You have a business that's not making you it's not profitable enough for you to do it full time. So you have to flip cars and sometimes your wife has to pay. You want to hand off this business but to your son, but the way that you've been operating the business is putting you in a position where that's either not going to happen or you're going to hand them off the same unprofitable business that you have now. And the reason why is you've been procrastinating on doing the things that you know you need to do to grow the business.
Yeah. I more or less did that with him, and every response was the same. Just gotta sleep on it, man. This is how I function or whatever. I was like, this guy has no objections besides go taking a nap.
I mean, procrastinating, you know,
Yeah,
well, it's
I
just the way
mean,
I
yeah,
am. Okay.
yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, it's like, it's interesting because obviously the objection is himself. You know,
yeah,
it's not the money, it's not the time. He thinks it's going to work. Doesn't have to go and talk to anybody. He's just delaying the decision.
yeah. That's
And it's
like
like you try to point that out a few times. He's like, I know, but I still need to sleep on it.
literally. I was like, well, go to your truck for a second, come back and we can talk.
Yeah, dude. It's like, okay, like, what? So, what would you say to somebody that their HVAC unit? They call you out, say, "Hey, can you? Our house is cold. We don't have any heat. Uh, And you're like, okay, yeah, well, this thing's broken. We need to fix it if you want to get some heat. Oh, okay, well, I want to sleep on it. I mean, well, I
Yeah.
guess sure, like I guess it really just comes down to how long you want to be cold. Like the at the end of the day, like the thing that was probably messed with this guy is like number one, him taking ownership over the fact that ideally earlier in the call that he has been procrastinating on doing the thing that he needs to do differently to get a different outcome, which is
Hmm.
like, okay, so you need to be doing marketing, but you haven't been doing it. Why not? Oh, well, I've just been procrastinating. Okay. So by you procrastinating on fixing this, how long have you been procrastinating on this decision? Like a year. Okay. So where do you think your business, I know it's hypothetical, but like, what do you feel like this has cost your business by procrastinating on this decision? Like, if you would have gotten marketing like a year ago, where do you think you would be at in business? Probably like 300K. Okay. So it's cost you $150,000 over the past year. You are in a situation where, you know, it's like this is happening. Like the whole thing, like the whole point of the discovery, it's like you're like building a case where it's like, okay, so this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. Negatives, like costs, consequences. And the reason why it's happening is because of you're just not doing this thing, or it's like there's this input that you're not doing, right?
Hmm.
Because you've been just procrastinating on it. Like, well, dude, how much longer do you want to continue procrastinating on this thing, which is keeping you in this shitty situation? I mean, I don't. Like, how much how much longer are you willing to keep procrastinating and keep having to ask your wife for money to pay your bills because your business is failing or it's not, it's not successful.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that would be a more powerful way to summarize it for him. Because I know when I called out that it's cost you 126,000 for this year, and then for 3 years, that's like 400 some odd thousand dollars. I could tell his brain clicked and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, dude. So it's like this is this is this guy, you know, is a shitty situation right now. So it's like, okay, so this problem has cost you, X dollars over the past, time. It's where it was like, what are the other legs to the chair here? The other problems or the consequences of him not solving it. So it's cost you this much over the past year. You're having to, wife pays bills, which is, you know, you feel less of a man. You feel less of a man. You want to hand this thing off to your son, but you can't, you know, and that's stressing you out. I feel like a failure or whatever. And you know, when you are busy, you work your ass off, and it's really stressful. It's like, okay, so you're in this situation, and the thing that's causing this is that you just have not taken any action to get marketing to like get your name out there when other people have and they're not in this situation. Why haven't you done that? Well, I guess I'm just whatever reason, you know. Well, I have this
Mhm.
reason. Okay. Well, do you want to continue letting that reason be the reason why you're in the situation? No. Was there a turning point where you're like, okay, I know this is what I need, and I'm not willing to let this thing happen, or I'm not willing to let this reason keep me here anymore. Like, what happened? Well, yeah, oh, you know what? My wife said blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Makes total sense. But, tie it down, whatever the situation is, the story, we can call this turning point. Okay, so you feel like, okay, so your wife got mad at you and she's like, she's saying, why don't you do some marketing? You should be doing that. Well, you feel like you've been lazy or whatever. Well, do you feel like she's right? Yeah. I mean, how does it feel having your wife call you lazy for something that you know you need to be doing, but you're not doing it? Like, do you think that that's having any impact on her? Yeah. Well, how much longer do you want to not get help to get your name out there through marketing and continue putting stress on your life on your wife and continue being in the situation that you're in? Yeah, not another day. Okay.
Yeah, that was a very clean summarization there.
Yep.
I did tie him down on like, when do you want to get this resolved? And he was like, yesterday. So it's like
So
I
then
hit
you
all.
would probably, that's not a tie down. So, okay, so that's like, okay, why yesterday?
Mhm.
Well, because da 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 da. Okay, so are you ready to start taking action to actually start getting your name out there right now? Yes. Like, that's a tie
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I did ask him that. Like, are you committed to putting in the work to actually change your business like today? He's like, yeah, I am. I'm ready.
Yeah, so if he says that, then you're just like, okay, so considering the fact that you said you're ready to do this today, you feel like this is what you need, you have the money to do it. Now you're saying you want to go and process it all. Like,
I even asked him, I did say too,
what's
like,
going on?
yeah, I said, you want to do it now, and then now you're saying you want to sleep on it. I said, that's not congruent. So, like, what happened here? And then
Yeah.
his only answer was just like, yeah, man, if we could just, if you could allow me to just meet you tomorrow, sleep on it. Like, he just did not answer any of the questions.
Like, how do you think I feel about working with somebody who can't make a decision?
Yeah, that's true.
I want to work with people that are like, they're not just saying they're committed, but they actually are committed and they put their money where their mouth is. And those are the people that I help. Those are my case studies,
Hmm.
right? Like, if you have to go and sleep on something that you know you need to do, it's a burning problem in your business. You know the solution. You know you have the money. You already said that you're committed to doing it yesterday. You know, let me sleep on it. That's this keyword for, I'll never do it. That's basically that's how I interpret that as. And so if
Yeah.
that's the way that you want to operate, uh, no worries. But we're just, you know, we're just not in alignment.
Okay, so you would have just gotten out of the call then and just been like, okay, it's just not going to work.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, 'cause at that point, everything's on the table. He just has to say yes or
I would
no.
like, yeah, I mean, they just need a push, dude. That like you just got to be assertive. I'm like, well, dude, like, I mean, the people that I work with, the people that actually say they wanted to do it yesterday, they mean it. Like they're not going and sleeping on it. They're like, all right, if they feel strongly that this is what they need, they have the money to do it, you know, they want to solve the problem right away.
Okay, yeah.
The fact that
Yeah.
the fact that you're like procrastinating on solving a problem is a concern for me because like what's going to happen if we start working together and I tell you to do something and then you're like, oh, I got to go sleep on it. It's like, right, like you're not going to get results. right? I don't work with people that I don't feel strongly won't get results.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that was the missing piece for that one, is just calling them out. Like, you don't fit who I work with.
Like, well, yeah, like the mindset of the people that I work with is like, you know, it's this. You're over here, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good thing to have in my arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, if you like remind him of what he said and the reasons why he needs to change, and like you're like, okay, so you're it sounded like you didn't get a super I mean, maybe you did, but like the tie down of like the temp check, was it like, all right, do you feel like this process, this strategy is what you need to hit 50K per month, or whatever the goal is, 100%? You're like, yeah, I think it could. All right, well, that sounds like you're like 50%. Like, what's coming up for you?
Mhm. Yeah, I could have clarified that more because I did ask it, and he was like, "I could," but
Yeah,
then
like
later,
could is not the right answer.
yeah, and then
It can. Like this, you
later,
feel like this is
yeah,
exactly what you need to grow the business 100%. It's like
yeah,
very clear language. And if
yeah,
he's not like, yes, you're like, okay, why? Well, then it's
mhm.
like, okay, I missed something.
And then later he said like, "Could I make my money back and like a job?" Yeah, no sweat. I have no doubts about that. Like, it could get me one job back to pay it all back. He's like, "Yeah, I don't care about that. I have no doubts about it."
Okay, then what's the problem?
Yeah, that's what I tried to get at. Just go take a nap first.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, like the same way that you would ask questions in a discovery, the same level of curiosity. It's like, well, that's interesting. You still want to ask questions
Yeah,
about it. Okay, so
yeah.
you feel like this is exactly what you need. You have the money to do it. Are you sure you feel like this is 100% going to work for you? Yeah. Okay, why? Well, because this and that. Okay, and you have the money to do it. You know, you said that you wanted to do it yesterday, but you want to sleep on it. So, like,
What is it?
yeah, can you just help me explain what exactly it is that you want to sleep on? Hey, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird one, and I just didn't have an answer. Just want to sleep on it. It's just how I function.
Yeah.
So I booked him for
Is it fair
tomorrow.
to say that you're here because the way that you function is not getting you the result that you want, and maybe it's time to function a different way?
Yeah, I think he didn't want to answer the question. I think he was deflecting and just saying, "That's just what I do."
It's just what I do, huh?
Yeah. So like one thing, like, when we did our first role play, it was not good at all. But like, there's one of the struggles is summarizing it like concisely like you do, like when it's live. 'Cause I'm taking notes, and I don't I don't just write notes the whole time. I just take, main, like, okay, main points. But just, I don't know, is there like a take better notes or something? I'm just like summarizing it in a way that's all like, here's all the pain, 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 and not just like a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And the other thing with taking notes, it's like when the you don't want to be transcribing what they're saying. It doesn't help, right? Like
Yeah.
it just you miss
Yeah, like I
stuff.
just had, yeah, I
So if
just
I'm
had
like,
the
so in your opinion,
moment.
what's the biggest challenge that you're having growing your business right now? And you're like, oh, well, this is happening, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. And I'm like listening, and then I stop and I process. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write down notes on this, this, and this. Okay, you know, happens fast, but you're like, huh, okay, so it's like, he said three things. He said he has a lot of competition, his lead flows, he's not getting enough leads, and he also said something else. And it's like, um,
Mm.
you're like, a lot of competition, not getting enough leads. A lot of tire kickers, and um, I'm doing SEO. Like, okay, so he said four things. Which one is the
Yeah.
pain? Well, the competition is not really a pain. The tire kicker thing is like kind of a pain, I guess. It's annoying. Doing SEO is not really a pain. I guess it's maybe connected to the lead flow thing, but okay, so you're not getting enough leads right now.
Hmm.
Um, but anywho,
Yeah, that's yeah. Trying to do that like at the end of the call or towards the end to try to do like the summary of the discovery. And I think that's and I guess not taking better notes, but just it's hard for me to I feel like I paint a better picture at the end of like here's the reality of your situation, you know.
yeah,
So just in the moment, like after I'm done, it's easier because I can think about it and process all the notes. But like in the moment, it's just like I can tell it's could be deeper, you know, or more bit more pinpointed.
yeah, yeah. The other thing is like they say I'm not getting enough leads right now. You're like, okay, that's you know pretty generic. That's pretty
Yeah.
vague. Okay, so how many leads did you get yesterday, last week, or this past month? Oh, you got 20. Okay, and how many close? Close five. For what price? Uh, well, it depends. We got two big jobs and like three little jobs. Okay, so how much did you make total? 20K. Okay, so you know, uh, what's the breakdown? Like, how much did you get paid for the big jobs? Oh, uh, 8K. Okay, so you made 16K from two clients, and then the rest was 4K, I guess. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so when you said you're not getting enough leads, do you just want like any leads, or do you want the big jobs? No, I want the big jobs. Okay, got it. So it's not just about leads; it's about getting these installation jobs. Yeah. Why do you want more of those ones? Oh, well, they're like way more profitable. Like we don't need to work with as many people. I don't need to hire a bunch of people to do that. Like I can do them myself pretty quickly. Okay, got it. So it's like vague leads. Okay, so you want more of these jobs for these reasons. Okay, you know. Anyway, dude, I'm brain is getting tired. So
Yeah, no, I
anything else
appreciate
you
it.
want to jam on?
Um, I think because you mentioned there's the kind of connecting the data points as you like not just ask questions, you know. So
Hmm.
what would you say was like the like what am I missing there to keep the dots connected? Because like I think I did better at this other client here, but just in general, you know, like how to keep the dots all connected throughout the call and not just like hopping around.
Yeah. It's like you're kind of like following like the bouncy ball is what the way I think about it. There should be like a clear thread throughout the conversation. It's like, okay, so how many leads you get this month? I got this many. How many closed? This many for what price? How much did you profit off of that? Okay, how much did you take home out of that? Okay, this much. All right, well, that's kind of a small number. What are your personal expenses? Oh, they're this much. Okay, so
Mhm.
you paid yourself 2K, but your monthly expenses are 4,500. Where did the difference come from? Do you have another source of income? No, it came out of my savings. Oh, okay. Hmm. So got it. So how much do you have in savings? I've got 20 grand. Okay. Interesting. So is this, like, is this the first time you've had to take money out of your savings to pay your living expenses because the business isn't generating enough leads and you're not making enough profit? No, this has been going on for a while now. How long? Like 4 months. Okay. How much money did you have in your savings 4 months ago? 30 grand. Oh, wow. So you've lost $10,000 personally because of the lack of lead flow in your business. It's like we're still like tying it all together, but as the
Yeah.
person's talking about it, they're answering your questions, but your questions are about pain. And they're like, ah, fuck, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like, okay, well, that's like kind of like one section of the call,
Yeah.
you know. So
And then the
you would
transition.
probably go, you can go back and say, okay, so the previous 4 months, the business has not been profitable. So you've been coming out of savings. How long have you been running the business? Oh, 3 years. Okay, so what happened 4 months ago that meant that, what happened with the lead flow, I guess, 4 months ago? Did something happen with the lead flow 4 months ago where you just weren't making as much money?
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay, what happened? The SEO went down. And you might be like, okay, so this past 4 months, the business made this. You've, paid yourself this. Like, how does that compare to this year? What about, the first 3 years? What did you do year one, year two, year three? Okay, you know, got it. So it was trending up. Now it's trending down. Gotcha. So, you know, we got that part of the call pretty clear.
Yeah.
You could probably, you know, probably go into either digging further or into the next part of the call, which is like, well, where are the leads coming from now? You know, what have you been doing to get more leads over the past 4 months?
Hmm.
If nothing, okay, well, why not? Or if you're doing something, like, why is that working? Or like, why do you feel like that's not getting you the leads you want?
Yeah.
Um, but then like continuing to tie all the data together, it's like, okay, so everything that you've got this business, which is trending downwards. You've burned through, you know, 30% of your personal savings, stressing you out. You're um or like, I guess well, no, it's like, okay, so it's trending downwards. Past 4 months, you burned through 30% of your personal savings, 10 grand. So it's cost you 10 grand just in the past 4 months personally. I mean, when you hear that, like, what's going through your head? Yeah, it's super stressful. Okay.
Hmm.
Is that, have you been feeling that stress? I guess how long have you been feeling that stress? And in what way is it stressful? Is that having any impact on any other area of your life? Okay. Got it. So the business is shitty. It's affecting your personal life in these ways. It's been going on this long. Well, why do you feel like you haven't been getting the amount of leads that you need? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, like in the past 4 months, how many companies have you reached out to get help getting more leads? None. Okay, well, do you feel like that is something that would work to get you more leads? Yeah. Okay, so why haven't you done it? And it's like, well, they basically have to tell you something. Like, I
Yeah.
guess I've just been busy. I mean, too busy to figure out how to stop spending money out of your savings.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, dude. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've been hoping it would get better. Okay. Well, do you want to continue hoping, relying on hope to grow your business? Like, how much do you feel like
Mhm.
that's cost you so far? Oh, like, I don't know, like a lot. Okay. I mean, we can do the math. So you have in 4 months you lost 10K. Does that mean if nothing changes, you have another 8 months left of savings? Yeah. Okay. And you know, I guess are you willing to continue hoping that the problem solves itself and really risk running out of money? No. Okay. Well, why now are you taking a different action, which is talking to me to actually get this problem solved? Was there
Hmm.
any particular moment that where you said, okay, it's time for me to actually get some help or something like that recently? And if they say, well, I saw your ad, I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's bullshit. you know, you wouldn't have even been thinking about, an ad unless you wouldn't even have noticed the ad if you weren't already thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That just kind of helps to see how you just flowed from piece to piece.
yeah. And then it's just like tying it all back together. Um, so I was like, okay, got it. So pretty clear on the the problem. Like this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. It's affecting you in these ways. Uh, clear on, you know, why you need to change this. Why, if you do you feel like Instagram ads is the vehicle that you need to start getting more customers and growing the business? Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And why for me? Well, I liked your ad. Okay. What did you like about it? It's catchy and stuff. Okay. So you feel like if you had an ad like that, that would help you catch the attention of your audience, your market. Yeah, definitely. Okay. You seem pretty certain about that. You know, what makes you say definitely? Oh well, yeah. I just know that if I was getting people on social media and I was catching their attention, I would definitely get more clients. Okay. Uh, got it. So you're basically, you know, pretty clear then on everything. So your business is, it's trending downwards, burning through savings. It's cost you this much it cost you 10K just in personal savings the past 4 months. You want to turn that around. It's stressing you out. It's you're losing sleep or whatever is going on. Um, and the thing that you need to do is, basically stop relying on hope and start
Yeah.
following a strategy to get the attention of your market. Is that all accurate? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, how much longer are you willing to keep relying on hope and not have, you know, the the and not and continue not getting the attention of your market?
Yeah. No more.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's you summarize like the discovery of like the state of the business, and then you go into like why Instagram, why me after that.
Yeah. Usually like the why Instagram stuff, like the vehicle and like the trust part, it's like minor and it's at the end after they're very clear on we're both clear on the burning problem, the
Yeah.
severity of it, what it's costing them, the consequences of it, how it's affecting them, how long it's been going on for, all that. And we're also clear on what's causing it. Well, we just haven't been taking action on it, getting any marketing help.
Yeah.
or whatever. Right. So it's like, okay, well, what do you feel like you would need? Why Instagram? Why me? Like that stuff. You ask like a few questions, and
Yeah.
then it's just like piecing all that together. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've got this really shitty burning situation, burning problem, which is
Yeah.
because you don't have this thing, right? Because you're not doing this, you have this problem. How much longer do you want to not have this? Not another day. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. So discovery kind of then like the tool, Instagram me, and then pitch.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I've been doing. So that's just good confirmation there.
Yeah. The I think the thing that you need to work on is just like digging,
Yeah.
going deeper off the things they say and
Yeah,
not
for sure.
like
Like, I did better on
jumping
this last
topics.
call. Yeah, with this in-person call, I did better because I dug deeper and discovered the wife and the son and his pain.
Yeah. So like you got the problem, how it's affecting him, how it's affecting the people around him, how he feels about it, what it's costing him, the consequences of it, you know, why it's important for him to fix it, why now, what's
Yeah,
changed,
yeah,
why hasn't he fixed it, why does he feel like he's even in the situation in the first place? He's not getting the leads that he wants. Okay, you've not done anything. Why haven't like what do you feel like you need to do that you haven't been doing? Well, I need marketing.
mhm,
Okay, why? Well, because I know marketing is how you get people's attention. Okay, so
yeah,
how many marketing companies have you reached out to in the past 6 months? Zero. You're the first one. Okay, so if you knew that was your problem, like how come you haven't reached out to a marketing company until now? Like what's changed? Ah, well,
yeah,
now I know that I need to do it. Okay, so what before? Okay, so now you know. What was your mindset before? Like what happened that made you now know? Oh well, we usually something external. It's like, well, we actually like got in a little car accident, and then I was like, shit, dude, I need money to pay for my car. I didn't have money, and I
yeah,
was like, shit, I need to do something different. Okay, so before that, what was your mindset around needing external help with marketing to get this solved? Well, I thought that it would just kind of solve itself. Okay, and how did that car accident change your mindset? Well, now I just know that you know, now I need to do it. Okay.
yeah,
And so what specifically do you need to do differently? Oh, well, I need to get somebody who can help me with this and this and this. Okay.
hmm
And why for me? Well, I saw your ad and it's really cool and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Interesting. So yeah. Yeah. Like the key is always like the, the dots that you want to connect, like all the data that you're getting is really ask them questions about the pain and getting the information, but also changing their state where they're like essentially feeling worse and worse about their situation. And the whole point of the discovery is that it should feel so absurd for them to not take action. Right? They're like, I mean, yeah, like my situation fucking sucks. And so we have like the effect. We know like how shitty it is, right? All these reasons, whatever. But then we also have the cause, which is like why it's happening. And it's always something that you are doing or not doing. Like, okay, so
hmm
you need to be doing this thing. Why haven't you been doing that? I guess I've just been scared. Okay, well, where's that fear at now? Well, I need to get over it because of this and this and this. Okay, was there any particular moment where you realize, okay, my fear has been holding me back and it's been causing all this and I need to get over it? Yeah, this thing happened. Okay, well, why was that? Blah, 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 blah. You could go into whatever story they give you and tie that down and how it made them feel and Okay, so is it fair to say if you continue allowing your fear to hold you back of getting help with this, you're going to stay here? Yeah. All right. Well, dude, like, we've they have like the light bulb moment when uh they kind of connect their choices or like whatever with like when they connect the cause to the effect,
Mhm.
the inputs to the outputs, right? We can't just ask them how much longer you want to keep losing 300 grand every year because they don't know what's causing it. Well, once they know
Yeah.
what's causing it, it's their choice. And it's pretty simple. Okay, so you're in this shitty situation. The reason why is because you haven't been doing this thing because you've been scared. Well, how much longer are you willing to continue allowing fear to keep you from doing the thing you know you need to do, which is marketing, which is keeping you in this shitty situation? In other words, commitment
Continue.
question.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
Like tying the commitment also to like not just anything, but to whatever they said that matters to them, whatever it is that's really bothering them. It's like I'm losing time with my family in presence. How much
Yeah.
time do you spend with them now? Why is that a problem? Well, it's actually causing a lot of tension between me and my wife. In what way? Oh, well, dude, we haven't gone on date nights and da 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 da. Da.
Hmm.
Okay, so what's going on? Well, we're fighting a lot and blah 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 blah. Okay, so hmm, I lost my train of thought. No, I was just in very deep thought. Huh. Okay, so anywho, to tie it back to like the commitment. So it's like, so by you not doing marketing, it's causing you to be the business is not making enough revenue to hire somebody. So therefore, you have to work all the time, and you're not making enough money. So it's like, on one hand, you're losing savings, and your wife has to pay for everything. On the other hand, you're not even spending the time with her, so it's causing this friction in your marriage. Now you're missing out on date nights, and you're feeling guilty about that, and it's causing fights. Is that right? Yeah, got it. And so, you know, if the tables were turned, if that was your wife, she was the one who had a business where she wasn't making money, you were supporting her, and you guys weren't spending time together, like how would you feel? Man, I feel pretty shitty. How long do you think, like, how do you think, how
Yeah,
much
how's
longer do
she
you think
gonna?
she is going to tolerate being with you in this situation? Fuck.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is the relationship getting worse? Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, talk about tying the commitment to something that matters to them. Well, you know, I guess in that situation, he was like, well, okay, so the relationship's getting worse. You know, are you willing to continue, letting down your wife and your family and like potentially not just have a failing business, but also a failing relationship? No. Okay. So anyway, um,
No, that's really good. I just have one last thing I was just gonna run by you real quick, and that's just I have a closing call. I was with that dentist guy tomorrow, and he's I think he's expanding, so he has to get more like chairs and plumbing in his office. So that's why he said he's can't make a decision yet because it's not ready, like the additional expansion or whatever, until May. So, but he wants to meet tomorrow to talk about marketing anyway. They said they can't make a decision until that's done. So just how would you approach that call for tomorrow? Be in person closing call.
So
Is
like
it
logistically, he can't start growing the business until he's expanded and gets more chairs or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just he has to get the chair and the plumbing in place because he's gonna hire another dentist, but he can't do that until they have another room with the chair and plumbing and stuff.
Okay. Well, do you want to create the demand for that after you're ready or before you're ready?
Hmm.
Like, well, what do you mean? Well, do you want to have a lineup of people already waiting as soon as you get the other thing in place where you're just book solid, or do you want to start that process and go a few weeks before you get, you know, you fill up the new dentist's schedule?
Mm, okay.
You know, like if you were going to launch a new location, if you open another dental practice, would you start promoting it before or after it's ready? You know, do you ever see a restaurant that has a grand opening?
Coming soon or whatever.
They usually start before it's ready, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think they do that? Well, they want the first day to be busy. Okay, so if you wait until after it's ready, how busy do you think the new dentist will be? Probably not that busy. Okay, so what do you think you should do? Well, I should probably start before it's done. Okay, are you
Yeah.
sure? Yes.
Mhm. So you'd probably get that out of the way before you go into the discovery then.
Well, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to waste my time on the discovery if he's like
At the end, like I'll let you know
still
in
going to
May
hit me
or
with like, yeah, okay, this sounds great, but I want to do it in May.
yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, you're going to do it in May. Like, why don't we? What like any particular reason why you booked in this call now?
Hmm. Okay. Well, that's good. That helps me frame the call so I don't waste my time and drop it and be like, well, I'll let you know in May or whatever.
Yeah, you know, these
Is
calls are
it
for people that you know they want to solve a
you want to do
problem
something?
today. You know,
Yeah.
it's like if somebody jumped on a call with me and they're like, "Yeah, I'm looking to start a videography business next year." Well, why are we talking right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm. Okay, perfect. Oh, I'll be sure to lead with that when I meet him tomorrow.
yeah, because I mean it's the obvious objection, so it's also it's like you don't have to be like a dick about it, but
Yeah, just so let's meet in
unless
May
he's
then.
like, if
Ready.
he's like, well, no, dude, like, I mean, yeah, it's like, I get it, that makes sense, but no, I still want to start in May. I'm like, okay, well, cool. Why don't we speak again at the end of April then, and when you're ready? That way, you know, we can
Hmm.
connect, and if there's alignment, I'll take you through the process, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Or the other thing is like you close them, and you're like, well, you can pay now. We can get everything ready for May. So as soon as you're ready, then we can launch.
Yeah. Or would you do like a deposit, like put 1,000 down just to lock in your spot,
Close them.
launch in May?
I would just close them and then add an extra month to the program.
I'll just extend it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. All right. I got my notes for that meeting tomorrow. That's perfect.
Got my word tracks.
I got my cheat sheet. Perfect. Okay, well, I appreciate you going over that and helping me out with the role play and whatnot. That was exposed some weaknesses I need to work on still.
Yep. Yeah, man. So I'll shoot you the recording when it's done.
Yeah, I need it.
All right, dude. Well, let me know if you need anything else, and
Yeah.
let me know how it goes. See if that guy had to sleep on it comes back, and also what happens with the dentist.
Yeah, the way I framed the HVAC guy was like assumed the sale. So I was like tomorrow, I was like, I can't wait to get this going for you, bro, get it rocking and rolling. And he's like, yeah, man, get my son in the video, get him in there so he can be a part of the ad. I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I just kind of took that verbiage of like, we're gonna start tomorrow.
Hmm. But he didn't put down any money.
No. So it's like he's acting like he's all in. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna lean into it and assume the sale and see him
They're
tomorrow.
not in until they pay.
I mean, that's true. Just in
It's
terms of
like
my
I'm all
verb,
in means fuck all unless you know,
it's nothing.
put your
Yeah.
money where your mouth is, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be all I'll let you know what happens.
All right, man.
Thanks, bro.
Catch you later.
See ya.